What's up, crypto and spiritual family? This is Ocean Starship with another video. Hope you're having a blessed day. First, I want to say nothing in this video is financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that joined the live yesterday. That was an awesome live. I appreciate you guys. Also, I appreciate the super chats. And I just want to let you guys know that you're much appreciated. But also yesterday, we had a conversation, right, about the decode that I did yesterday. And we saw a certain term in that decode that really got our attention. And most of you know about the term that I'm speaking of. Because that term was the fake will become real and the real will become fake, right? So we go talk about that, fam. And also, if you would like to show support to this channel, these are the ways you can show that support, because all support is appreciated. Now let's get into it, because this is going to be a big one, fam. Because here you see the fake becomes real and the real becomes fake. And you know I wasn't going to let that get by me, because I knew that term was saying something, and I knew I had to do a deep dive to find out the meaning of this term. And what I first found was point to truth. We see autumn migration, right? The migration, right? And we know what that migration is when it comes to metallicus, right? The A chain, B chain, it's going to be a fork, right? Also, I spots truth, K. It says we have almost 2 years to go. Warriors chosen of Almighty God and standing beside my God. Notice the 624 pops up. And we know that number is tied to none other than XPR and many other things. But look what it says here. Let me unlock the vault. And it has the 1354. And we know 354 is anchor. Also, I'm black and I turn water into coke. Remember that term, I'm going to show you something. Also, do not lose sight of the objective, and I am going to prepare a place for you. Notice the 470, which is proton. I'm going to prepare a place for you, and we see 470, which is proton. Also, learning by remembering. We talked about this in the live, how I told you guys you need to remember and find out your soul contract. Also, be one there in fear of. We see Rothschild money. IA escapes the matrix, called 1,000 out, and you will be hated for my name's sake. Right? Big terms. Also, control invisible vibrations. We talked about vibrations yesterday, right? No need to hide from what's been found. And look what it says here. Bunkers cannot save the deceivers. And we see spiritual influence, right? Spiritual influence, right? No need to hide from what's been found. That's major. We also see ship of gold sails into oblivion. Notice the 542, flip the 2 and the 4, you get 524, which is lone protocol. Also, gematria are the tablets of destiny, angel divine gene, holy grail alpha omega lion, and it says python sharp with the 491. What is 491? Lone protocol. We also see the American people needs government. And what's been tied to government in gematria? Metallicus. It says your computer malfunctioned. Another important term. Notice the 461, right? Flip the 6 to a 9, 491, lone protocol. Also, Donald John Trump get XRP going. September 11th, the Alpha and Omega MQ, and one Negro man and God can change the world. That definitely got my attention, right? Which then led me to professional wrestling is fake. Now we descend into the rabbit hole because we see the word fake come up. Professional wrestling is fake, right? Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? So I said, okay, well, let me see what is professional wrestling, because it said it's fake, right? And remember, the fake will be real and the real will be fake, right? Let's not forget that. So what I found was 2 days notice, Her Majesty the Queen and Powerball Jack with the 774. What is 774? Metal blockchain. Powerball Jack, metal blockchain, right? And now this comes up under fake. This comes up under fake, fam. But I went even further. I say, wait a minute, let me decode WWE, right? Right? That's wrestling, right? That's a wrestling platform, WWE, right? So what I found from WWE was Royal Revolution. Bricks came up. Wine. Now remember earlier when it said I am black and I turned water into coke? Remember wine, because the Most High turned water into wine, right? We see Truth of This World, the inventions of Austin, and Arena. Arena is on the staff of Metallicus, right? And Austin in Gematria is proton. We also see Saved and Real Love from Above, right? We keep seeing love, but notice the number next to Saved, fam. 800. Do you see it? Do you see the 800? That's 3 videos straight, 3 days straight, we've seen the 800. Now what about WWF? That's another wrestling platform, right? It said professional wrestling is fake. We just saw Arena. We saw metal blockchain, right? And look what comes up, 144,000. And it has the 894, flip the 9 and 8, 984 is proton. Also, what is the function of gold? Nope, not unless I get privileged with the 333 angel number, rabbit, and from, right? And it's crazy. We were just talking about the movie called From yesterday in the live. Now we see From. We also see now 990, flip 990 to 660, you get Starship. I'm going to prove it later. Because it also says 1, last, and birds. And notice last has the 211. What is 211 in Gematria? Metal dial. Right? All of this falls under fake. Right? So we're talking about the fake right now. But I'm going to show you the real. Right? Because we're then going to talk about love from above. Right? We just saw that term, right? Love from above, because we've seen love a lot in my decodes. Love from above. And that led me to our predictive programming. What is my name? And figure it out. Well, I did figure it out, fam. Now, when you see our predictive programming, what does that make you think about? Because when they're doing predictive programming, they're jamming it down your throat. They're ramming it in your face, right? They're making it obvious, right? Now, what coin could that relate to? It's definitely not XPR. But it also says, what is my name, right? So I knew to take a look at what, because it says, what is my name? Okay? This is how we decode, fam. We critique every word. And you see it says economy crash, collapse, expound upon, started March 6th and spent into circulation. Spent into circulation. And I noticed the 1542, which is long, and you see spent into circulation, that got my attention. But what about started March 6th? So I just looked up March 6th, right? Just to see what major things happened. And look what happened on March 7th. President Donald Trump has finally signed an executive order for a crypto strategic reserve, but the order confirms the U.S. will not buy XRP. And on March 6th, it says, Ripple News, XRP community awaits SEC's March 6th meeting. But then I took it further and I say, well, let me see what is. Because you have the what and you have what is. Notice what is gave me 480. What is 480? Web off. And in my opinion, it's talking about the real and the fake. Right? And that is the real. I'm going to prove it. But also, we saw the term, it said, my computer malfunctioned, right? Right? My computer malfunctioned. Well, look what computer gave me. Starships. With the 774, which is metal blockchain. But it's also tied to protector. You see entries noted, right? But we also see Ripple USD, thinner and frailer, and don't blame me, did not lie. Don't blame me, did not lie. Entries noted, right? And we see Starships with the 774 metal blockchain, but we also see Ripple USD. Now let's talk about malfunction. Okay? Because it said my computer malfunctioned. That's a strong word. And we see mind control, right? Mind control. We also see confirmation. We see as, fault, and lot of people. So a lot of people have been mind controlled, and this is confirmation. And you know whose fault it is? It's as fault. And what's as fault? 594. What's 594? XPR coin, and also 542, which is loan protocol. You see, I think some type of way they're going to merge these coins. They're going to merge into one superpower. But where does that leave people who hold just XRP? I don't know. Which leads me to decode wine, right? Because we saw it said, I'm black and I turned water to coat, right? And I interpreted coat as wine because we also saw wine. So I said, let me take a look at wine, right? And wine led me to Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You can't make this up, fam. And it says study Chinese. It also says hell's currency. And you even want more proof, the proton and the electron. And it says XRP, the gold standard, right? XRP is the gold standard. Okay, hooray. There's our proof, right? Right? Well, let me show you. Because I decided to decode the gold standard. We saw it said XRP, right? But it also said the gold standard. Now, what could the gold standard mean, right? We know what it sounds like, right? Like it's going to be backed by gold. But look what comes up. Imposters. Sold out. Denouement. Black Swan event. Double trouble and bridge currency, right? Now, when you see double trouble, look what it says, 4700. 470 is proton. Now, do you see why I said they may merge these coins into one? But no worry, because it says it's going to be the bridge currency, right? Also, we see XRP November, puppeteering, surrendering, and political scams, which is also 486. And 486 is also I'm Anchor, right? We know all the numbers in this community, right? I'm Anchor. But like I said, no worry, because the universe said that XRP is going to be a bridge currency, right? Drum roll, please, right? Drum roll, please, because I'm about to blow you away. We've seen a lot about the fake, right? Well, guess what? Bridge is a real. Bridge is a real. We've seen what fake is, right? Because professional wrestling is fake, right? And bridge currency is a real. And We got that from what? XRP, the gold standard. And it says a real. So we saw the fake and we see the real. Now do you see why I say we have to be cautious? Because I hold XRP, fam. But I don't trust it. I don't. And I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. So I'm never coming to tell you guys what to invest in and how to position your money. I'm just here to show you what the numbers say and to bring awareness and just say be cautious, fam. Because there is a lot of overkill going on. There is a lot of predictive programming, like this video said. There's a lot of puppeteering going on, like this video said. And we also saw it said black swan. So that's just what we have to do, fam. We just have to be cautious. That's why I say none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just come and show what the numbers say and tell you guys that we just have to scratch beneath the surface and see deeper into what's happening. So hit the like button, fam. Subscribe to my channel and share this video. Also, come over, join the Patreon. Starship out.